Hey, ladies and gentlemen, just a friendly reminder on how you might start your game. Go to Construct3, log in, make sure you got the code. New game, yeah? I'm just going to call this my name, final, yeah? And I'm going to leave it at 10p, 80 viewport size, that by that. It doesn't really matter to start off with unless you've got a better idea. But this is going to be a typical side scroller game. Okay, so I'm going to hit create, and I've got my game. You can see when I zoom out there, when I zoom out, there's my viewport size, and there's my game itself. Yeah, I can change the size of that I can change the viewport size down here, and if I click onto layouts, I can change the size of that as well. If I wanted to make it really, really big, I can make it 3,840. So it's huge, or whatever I want it to. Okay, I'm going to click Command Z. Make sure that you rename this to background, and give it a color. So at the moment, the background color is white. I'm going to make it a nice pink color because I like pink. Okay, and then I'm going to right-hand mouse button and insert one here, and I'm going to call this the layout. Yeah, and then I'm going to put one above that, and I'm going to call that one the sprites. Yeah, so that's where the sprites go, and that's where my layout and my platforms and all that sort of stuff go, right? So the question I commonly hear is, how do I put in a sprite? Well, first of all, you need to have a sprite. Yeah, so I'm going to go to Pixel. You can see I've got a 2 framed character here, and all I do is I go to export, and I'm going to export it as a zip file because it's more than one frame. So I'm going to download it as a Pixel file, and it'll come into my downloads. I click on that zip, and when it opens up as new Pixel 1, and I can see there's sprite 0 and sprite 1 in there. Okay, so make sure you've done that first, and then I'm going to go back to my game. Right-hand mouse button on object types, add a new object type, SPR sprites. I'm going to add a new sprite. I'm just going to put it there, okay? And then I'm going to open it from, hang on. It was actually, I've already done this once. So I'll go back to downloads. It was in here. I can click on that and both of those, or hold my shift button down to grab both of those, hit open, and there it is there, yeah? If I loop it and if I press the play button, you can see him moving around, okay? Sound good? Great, okay. He's in there, yeah? I can see him there. He's tiny, yeah? But that might be okay, yeah? If I press play, yep, I'll see the viewport and I'll see the little character moving. Yep, that's it. Great, fantastic, good. So if I'm wanting to get that game moving now, then I guess I want to make that sprite. I need to give him a behavior, and I want him to move somehow. Yeah, I'm going to get him to move as a platformer, and I'm also going to make sure that the scroll to function is on him because we're always going to be following him. Okay. I'm also going to need to add, let me add a background. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to add a background, Mr. Dawes. Mr. Dawes, how do I add a background? Here's a background that I completed just recently. And I might make that as, I've actually made that really big. I've made it 500 by 500. Okay. So what I might do is I might export that, and I'll download that because it's just a single one. I'm going to download it as a single frame export, download it as a PNG file. Okay. And then I don't need to unzip it or anything like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that object. I can either add it as a sprite, but I'm actually going to add it as a tiled background. So I can drag it and drag it and drag it. I think I'm going to do that. No, I'm not. I'm going to actually I'm going to insert it as a sprite. No, yeah, I'm going to add it as a sprite. Yeah. So I'm going to click it there. I'm going to find it. Obviously, if I go to downloads, it should be that one there. Yep. And it's that size. Yeah. So if I go, yep, that's great. Love that. And it's only that size. So as I drag it out, yeah, I can drag it out to make it the size that I want it to be. Yeah. But this looks a bit silly because it's all stretched. Yeah. So in actual fact, I will delete that. Yep. Thank you for deleting that. I'm going to delete that one. And I'm going to actually add it as a a tiled background, yeah, and I'll explain why this is better. So I'll insert it as a tiled background. That one there. Yep, that one there, great. Yep, and there it is there. As I drag that out, can you see how it repeats and repeats and repeats itself? Yeah. So it doesn't stretch, it repeats, yeah, like a tile. But the problem is if I go like that, then I get more and more and more of them. So what I might want to do is I might want to decide, well, what size is my viewport? Yeah. And then create that to the same size. Or what I might want to do is I might want to change the size of the event sheet. Let's make that 500 tall. Yeah. And then let's make the viewport size also 500 tall. Yeah. 500 tall. Yeah. And then I can move that into there. And then hopefully, oh, what's the other problem? I've put this tile background on the sprites layout. I want to put it on the layout. Yeah. And now I can see my character. Yeah. So if I get my character, I move him up there, and I press play, what happens? Yay, it works. But where did he go? He disappeared. He fell off the thing because I gave him a behavior as platform, and there's no platforms for him to sit on, right? So I will just move that up there so it looks right. Yeah, I might need to play around with that a little bit to get that just right. Like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new object type, and I'm going to make it a sprite. And again, this is where you could have your tile background here. And I'm just going to make it, red, and I'm going to fill that. So I've just got this red color, and it's just sitting there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it there, I'm going to make it there, make it there. And there's different ways of doing this, but I'm going to put that there like that. And then if I hold my command button down, I can drag it like that. So I can copy it and paste it. I can get my command button down like that. And then I can get my command button down like that, etc. Yeah. And what I'm going to do with this sprite too is, for a start, I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call this the platforms, and I'm going to give it a behavior. And what behavior should I give it? I'll make it solid. Yeah. Okay. Great. No worries. And this is where I now should have a working game. Yeah. So I've got my character. He can go left and right, or it can go left and right. It's got a jump. It's got a jump. Oh, not very good jump. And it dies. Okay. So right here, I've got a working game. So with my sprite, obviously my jump strength isn't very, very good. So let's make that 1,000, and let's allow a double jump. Let's move those things around, etc., etc. But you can see that now I've got a game that kind of works. Yeah. The other thing about these platforms is they're a pretty ugly color. So again, I could go and create some better platforms, or indeed I could get rid of these ones and I could make this invisible. So I can make that initially invisible like that. So when I press the play game, you can see that he lands on that purple one, but oops, and now he's on the top one. I know there's another one there because I made the game, but when I go like this, it disappears. Whee! Okay, so there you go. I haven't done a line of code, but I've got a game that kind of works. Okay, obviously make sure that when you're saving your game, just go menu, project, save as, into the cloud, and make sure you save it into your Google Drive in the right spot, and save it as your name, whatever. And then again, also make sure that you have got the settings. Make sure that you've got the save and backup to the cloud, periodically back up to Google Drive every 10 minutes. Yeah. Make sure you've done those things, and then you will be fine to get started. Well done. Good luck. Have fun.